John Roberge. This park's about my son Jonathan and all the fallen soldiers of Massachusetts. Standing next to me is the president.
Diane Bedoin, president of the Johnny Rowe Park. My husband Norm Bedoin, first lady of the park.
I guess it makes me first lady, yeah.
And Dan Salafia, one of our very dear friends, workers, and electricians. It's done all of the lighting and so forth down here. So basically, we want to just take you for a little spin through the park, talk about what we've gotten done, and more importantly, what we have coming up for next year.
The park started roughly 5 years ago with three gentlemen that were interested in building this park. The park had started out as the Johnny Appleseed Park, and Tucker Hazard and Dave Nault and Billy Charpentier came to me and said, we want to build a park for your son. At that point, I talked to my wife about it, and we thought it would just be proper to make it about all the soldiers from Massachusetts, and that's what we started. They asked me what we wanted in the park, and my son was a tanker, so of course we had to get a tank. It took Rick Voltor 2.5 years to acquire a tank from the government, and a lot of the things in the park are about what soldiers have done, not bought monuments, not fabricated monuments. I tried to replicate as many things as I could that soldiers have done in Iraq, and as we walk through the park, we'll point them out. We're standing in front of, these are called T-walls. A lot of people come down here and they look at these and they don't quite understand what this is about. They say, why did you have the names etched into the concrete? Why did you just paint them? It's not gonna last. Well, this is a replica of T-walls that were built in Kirkuk, Iraq by the soldiers. They were getting mad because soldiers kept dying and the government wasn't doing anything about it, so they went to a landing zone. And they took roughly 280 feet of T-wall, put them in a semicircle, and they wrote every soldier's name that died in Iraq. And there is 4,386 names on the wall. So I just thought it would be proper. The soldiers had taken amongst themselves to build this, and I just thought it would be really nice to replicate it here in our park. And we took all the soldiers' names that have died in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we'll put them on this wall.
From Massachusetts.
From Massachusetts. And it's sad to say that we had to leave space, as you can see, because the war's not over. And hopefully we don't have to add any more names to this.
These were painted on by Pam Flory, who is a supporter of the park. And she works at Home Depot and she follows our page and volunteered to do all the names for us. And they are by year. On the top of each level you can see, like that one and the other one down the end. They are for certain years, and they are in chronological order as best as we could do. But this is an area which would be a soldier safe zone when they're in Iraq or Afghanistan, because these are solid concrete. This was my first experience learning how to build forms in pour concrete.
These tiles are too brittle for the pictures, so we're going to be making them out of this plastic material. It'll last much longer. The pictures will come out nicer because the tiles have imperfections in them. And also the lights, these aren't original to Afghanistan. They're just here for us and for anyone who wants to come here at night. All three walls will have all the pictures, 157 so far.
157
so far. Hopefully there won't be more.
The rock that you've seen behind me is also another thing that was done in Iraq when my son got killed. All the soldiers got together and they found a rock, and I'm not from Afghanistan or Iraq. It's a desert, so trying to find a rock is really, really, really hard. They took this rock and it's at another landing zone, and I have a picture that we're trying to replicate, and this is the rock that's actually in Iraq, and that's what we're duplicating down there. Also in that area is going to be a full-size statue of my son kneeling down on one knee with his rifle, looking at the stone.
this part isn't complete yet, but we did it so people kind of get an idea of what it's going to look like. And the statue, the outline of the soldier there saluting has been painted on each one of the blast walls inside, on each wall, as he's saluting the names of the soldiers that are up there. And the kneeling soldier at the end, that's going to be very similar to the life-size statue that we're making, only the face will be looking up instead of down. So we still have more work to do on this wall, but winter is here, so we're not going to get too much.
Well, the hut replicates what you would find in Iraq, other than the door. It's a stucco finish on top of regular concrete blocks and stuff, but it is pretty well much what it would look like over there. It probably looks a little too good because some of the stuff that they have over there looks pretty ratty, but anyways, this is as best as we could do with what we have at hand. You know. So what I'd also like to emphasize is the fact, I don't know if we already have, but I'd like to do it again, is that all the money that was spent on this comes from John Doe's pockets. Mr. and Mrs. John Doe's. There's no big contributor here. We've had a lot of help with companies like Boucher Construction who've gone out of their way. As a matter of fact, the rock that we were just talking about was donated by them, brought here by them, set up by them, and the whole bit. So we've had some good help with contractors and stuff, you know, who did it out of their own goodness of their heart and their business. Bowman down the street came down and bought all kinds of stuff. We just can't. It's just phenomenal what some of the companies have done. So we've had one or two major, people who gave money, but for the most part, it's just nickels and dimes raised from yard sales, any way that we could figure out. Beer parties, Foxwood runs, however we could raise a buck, we do it, whatever way we could. And do we have enough money? We could use more because we got some other ideas and some other projects that we're going to be needing some more money on. So hopefully people will keep on sending money. We need it.
This tree was planted here in honor of Jonathan, and every year on Saturday after Thanksgiving we come down and we decorate between 2 and 3 o'clock. If you'd like to stop by and put a decoration on here, we appreciate it. The tree's lit every night until New Year's.
These are our field crosses. Well, we had some here, but they were defective. They didn't get stolen. Some people thought they got stolen. Anyway, a field cross, I don't know if anyone's familiar with it. It's they look like boots with a gun and a helmet on the gun. And anyway, the company that we bought them from, they were defective, so we had to have the company take them back. And now we're going to have some, they were made of fiberglass and painted and so on, and they were less expensive than real bronze field crosses. So now we're getting real bronze field crosses, and hopefully you'll be able to see them soon. I don't know when they're supposed to be coming, or we haven't purchased them yet because we're still waiting for more fundraising.
So a lot of the work that you just saw that we did a walkthrough was accomplished this spring, summer, and fall. We made massive strides in getting people to do and help us out. All the grass is brand new and everything behind us. It's all this year's work. We're not done, obviously. We're going to be looking at hopefully being able to dedicate the park in late June of 2015. We're going to get the statue going within the next week or so, as well as the 4 field crosses. We're working with a sculptor out of Woburn who is fantastic. One of the other companies that I wanted to mention too, when one of my gentlemen were talking here, is Steel Fab, who has done, they took care of doing the tank for us, getting it done. They made the rails for the photos, and they're another company that has just always stepped up. So if you aren't already on the Facebook page, please go on there, click like on the page. It's the Johnny Rowe Veterans Memorial Park page. And I post almost daily what we have coming up, what we're doing, and what we've accomplished. Again, this park, we're not getting city, state, or federal money for this. And some of the fundraisers that we've had are everything from St. Leo's kids doing a penny drive to yard sales, big events, small events. We're very grateful for everyone that is donated in any manner, shape, or form to the park. We're all committed to getting this done, and we're not going to stop till it's done. So feel free to stop down the park anytime. You're welcome to come down, look around, read the names on the walls, see the tank, take photos, and just stay tuned because this spring is going to be hopefully the big finale. So thank you.